Hi, welcome to the course on Olympiad combinatorics. We are going to start this series and it will have a lot of short videos. So the plan is to cover the entire syllabus that is important for Olympiads and cover it through short videos, which will cover all the concepts as well as we'll do a lot of problems as well. So this is the first video and we'll start off with the most basic thing, which is the addition and the subtraction principle in combinatorics. So addition and subtraction principles. So very straightforward. I'm sure most of you already know this, but I'll just reiterate anyway. So what is the addition principle? When do you add, right? So if A and B are two finite disjoint sets, finite disjoint sets. So with then we can count the number of elements in A union B. The number of elements in A union B is equal to number of elements in A plus number of elements in B. So let's think about this property for a moment. What is finite? Finite means number of elements is integer, right? Or a natural number. Number of elements is not infinite basically. And disjoint, if A and B are disjoint sets, that means that A intersection B is null set, right? And what is this symbol? This mod symbol is actually telling us cardinality. Cardinality, or how many elements are there in A union B. How many elements are there in A union B? So if you draw the diagram, A and B will be sets like this because they are disjoint. And the number of elements in A union B is, because they are disjoint, just the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B, right? So this is fairly straightforward. So let's try to generalize this principle. We can generalize this addition principle by saying that if we have A1, A2, AN, and these are finite disjoint, pairwise disjoint sets, pairwise disjoint. Pairwise disjoint means you can pick any two sets and they have no elements in common. So it should look like this. A1 is like this, A2 is like this, A3 is like this, right? And these are pairwise disjoint because none of the two sets have any elements in common. Then you can say number of elements in A1 union A2 union till AN will just simply be number of elements in A1 plus number of elements in A2, so on till number of elements in AN. So that is basically our addition principle and the generalized addition principle, right? Now let's look at what is subtraction principle. So subtraction principle is sometimes also known as complementary counting. Subtraction principle, but we'll use the term subtraction principle only. What does this say? So let A be a finite set. A be a finite set and let B be a subset of A. Let B be a subset of A, right? Then if you want to count the number of sets in A minus number of elements in A minus B, what is the meaning of this A minus B? A minus B is the set of all elements that are present in A but not in B. Set of all elements that are present in A that are present in A but not in B. In A but not in B. So if you want to count the number of elements in A minus B set, that will simply be mod A minus mod B, or number of elements in A minus number of elements in B. So here it is important to note that this works only because B is a subset of A. Okay. So B has to be a subset of A, only then will subtraction principle work. A minus B is equal to mod A minus mod B. So for example, you can solve a very simple question. Question is the number of positive integers. The number of positive integers less than equal to 1000, less than equal to 1000, less than or equal to 1000 that have at least two elements at least two elements, two different, at least two different digits is what? So they have to have at least two different digits, right? The number of positive integers less than equal to 1000 that have at least two different digits. So now let's say A is my set of positive integers less than equal to 1000, right? So positive integers will be from 1 to 1000. So the number of elements in A is clearly 1000, right? Now, I don't want to do a direct count here. I want to subtract from A the set of integers less than equal to 1000, which do not have two different digits, right? So ultimately, I have to count number of integers which have two different digits, right? So I can subtract situations where they don't have two different digits. So let's say B is the set of all integers, all positive integers less than 1000, which don't have two different digits. So basically it means it only has identical digits. Only one digit is possible here. So B can be basically of three types. B set can be a three types of numbers can be there. And you should realize that B is clearly a subset of A, right? Because A set was the set of numbers that are less than equal to 1000. B set is set of numbers less than equal to 1000, but they don't have two different digits, right? So B is a clear subset of A. So therefore, subtraction principle will work if we can count the number of elements in B, right? So what is B? B could be 1, 2, 3, 4 till 9. So basically these are one digit numbers. So all of these one digit numbers are definitely having no two different digits, right? Also you could have 11, 22, 33, so on till 99. And similarly 111, 222, so on till 999, right? If you think of these numbers only have one digits, right? So there are no two different digits in any of these numbers. So that is what we want to find. So you can simply count this, and this will be 27. So our answer for this question will be just mod A minus mod B will be 1000 minus 27, which is 973, right? I'm showing this problem just as an illustration to understand what it means to use this subtraction principle. Subtraction principle is basically like a complementary counting that we are doing, right? So we are not counting something directly, but thinking of when is that property not satisfied. Let's count those and subtract those from the total number of cases, right? So keep that in mind as we go ahead. Obviously, problems that we will see will not be so simple. Right now, I'm just explaining the theory, so I'm taking simpler examples. We will come to more complicated questions as we go along. So hope you understood these two principles, and that is the end of this first video. We will come back with more shortly. See you next time.